Hi guys, happy Friday. I hope you're having an amazing day and that this weekend is just going to be all types of splendid for you. So, yeah, it's Friday. I kind of kept to my, at least trying to go live twice a week and just, keep my vlog active. Um, because I've realized that the minute I stop, just making time for myself to do this vlog or to blog or anything else, then it immediately falls away and gets taken over by another activity in my life. So, yeah, this is one of those things that brings me enjoyment and I really just want to hold on to. So, while I might not be very active on my feeds lately, I am still around and I'm going to try to be a little bit more present. Who do we have? Hi and Lovu, Cynthia. Hi Cynthia, how are you? Um, and we've got Chantel Candice. Hello, hello. Let me just wave at everyone while we're at it. So today I don't know, I was thinking about what can we talk about on the vlog today, and while I was cleaning up Kai's 501 teethers, I thought, oh wow, let's talk about teethers. Because I know a lot of moms talk about like how hard it is to have a teething baby. I know it's really difficult, but I must say, oh Cynthia, you're so cute, man. Thank you. Um, Cynthia says you're so beautiful. Honestly, it's a slap of makeup and a few filters. Yeah, all that and a dazzling smile. Who do we have this? Mayendran Mudli. Hi, Mayendran. It's so nice to. I'm thinking you're a guy also with your avatar being a BMW. Hmm? Nice to have a guy join the lives. Um, let's just wave to Mahendran. I've actually got a cousin whose name is Mahendran. Anyway, yeah. So I was watching all of Kai's teethers and I just thought, this would be just such an excellent topic to talk about today because, being in the mom community, you're always hearing about how moms are struggling with their teething children and, looking for tips and tricks that helped. And as much as teething was a bit of a challenge for us, I honestly felt like we've had a much easier run. Um, than most moms do and most kids do. Hi, Herberty. Nice to see you again. Um, so yeah, so I've got one of my three little ducks cubicles, and usually this is just filled with all types of teethers for Kai. And what I do is Kai can, oh, you see, and there's mommy's hair in between all of this. Um, what I do is I let Kai pick a couple of teethers out from here, and that gets that's his teethers for the day. So he gets about two or three, depending on, how things are going. Like right now, I think he's got two teeth coming out because, there's just so many signs around his appetite, his sleeping, his crabbiness, and, his constant need to put his hands into his mouth. So yeah, so maybe he'll get three teethers. Whereas on his non-teething days, when he is, just playing around and just wants to bite, because he bites everything still, then yeah, so I'll let him pick two because I want him to, play with his toys more and be stimulated by his toys. Anyway, so yeah, so this is another like great benefit of having the organizer from Three Little Ducks, because other than it matches your playpen, it is a really good storage device for categorizing your baby's items. Um, so yeah, okay, so let's talk teething. So my tricks to teething is, where is this box? Hi Nerisha. So yeah, so we're talking about teething tips and tricks and everything I've learned in the last 13, almost 14 months. Um, yeah, so my first thing is teething powder. I swear by Ashton's and Parsons teething powder. Um, they come in little sachets. I see that this is the new branded boxes. They normally come in much smaller boxes and it's in a little wrapped up paper that you unfold. But I don't know, I'm assuming somewhere along the line they've decided to rebrand and also use very different packaging for their teething powders. So this has like a little tear thing here, and then, it's easy to shimmy the teething powder out. Now, the instructions say that you should rub it onto your baby's gums, or you could put the whole thing into their mouth. So when Kai was younger, remember, he started teething when he was about 2 months old. It was really hard for us to diagnose, what was happening with him. And when we saw our pediatrician, we were advised that no, it's teething. It's a lot of signs of teething. So yeah, so then it was a lot easier for me to just let him lick my finger a little bit while I massaged his gums, dip my finger into the teething powder, and continue to massage his gums. Now remember, your baby's not going to be patient with you for you to go all around their gums and stuff, so you need to be quick. You need to make sure that your nails are nice and short. So most of my career I've had really long nails, and I'm loving this winter manicure. I don't know if in the lighting you can see this. So it's like a grayish blue and a nudie minky color. I'm obsessed with these colors in winter, so when I went down to the salon, my usual nail tech said, well, shall we do your winter usual? I'm like, yes, please. Let's start winter off this way. Anyway, so yeah, so make sure your nails are nice and short, and if you do wear nail polish like I do, guys, rather just do gel, because if you're going to be putting your fingers in your child's mouth, you don't want normal nail polish to chip off and for them to ingest that. Okay, so like I said, when Kai was quite young, I would rub his gums with the teething powder and massage them in, and that helped a hell of a lot. It really, really, really was just such a win for us. What I like about Ashtons and Parsons is that it works quite quickly. Usually in under a minute, I've noticed a difference in his behavior. He's more happy and he's playing, and he's just enjoying his life. Just waving back at everyone else who's joined. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. So then when he started getting older, so over 3 months old, it became a little bit more of a challenge to actually massage his gums. And also it became a little bit painful because then he started actually biting down on my finger. So what I would do is I would dip my finger in, massage the front gums where I knew his teeth were coming out, and then the rest of the powder I would just pour it into his mouth. So normally when you pour it into a baby's mouth, their instinct is to stick their tongue out, which is great, because when they stick their tongue out, you get it right at the front of their mouth, and they start like chewing down at the front of their mouth, and that helps the powder just distribute nicely where those front teeth are coming out. So Ashtons and Parsons, definitely a win. Then in our box we've got Sophie the giraffe. So this is one of those premium teething toys. I did come across Sophie before Kai was born, and I just wasn't sure, I didn't know anything about Sophie. It was honestly one of those things that popped up on my, shopping sidebar, and I was like, okay, maybe one day. And then Kai's favorite auntie got this for him when he was about 3 months old or 2 months old, I think 3 months old. Yeah, so she got this for him, and it became his best friend, to the extent that Sophie actually became a personality in our house, because whenever Kai was upset and he threw Sophie across the room, we would talk about how they were having a fight. So yeah, so what we like about Sophie, why Sophie makes such a great teething toy, is because babies have small hands. So, these are very easy for them to hold. Sophie's got a nice long neck and long legs to hold on to. She squeaks. Yeah, and I mean, her colors are really attractive. I mean, I think Sophie is just adorable with these nice big eyes also, because when kids are young, their sense of engagement is of course with the face. They see eyes and a mouth and expressions, and that's how they start engaging. So yeah, so I think Sophie's eyes plays a huge role in how a child engages with it. Yeah, and then of course, Sophie's rubber, so she's soft enough to chew on without her, being able to disintegrate or pull apart. So, you don't have to worry about any choking hazards. yeah. Sophia has just been such a big win with us, and I feel quite sad that now that Kai is just over a year old, that he's not really using her as much. I mean, he'll still play with her, and if he walks past Sophie at any point in time, he instantly lights up and he grabs onto her. Um, but yeah, but it's not the same affection that it used to be. The thing with Sophie is that these go for about 500 to 600 rand. They are quite pricey. And that's also depending on which one you get, because I know that certain places do sell them a bit cheaper. You can get them for about, I think, 400 rand, but it's honestly, it's not significantly cheaper where I could say, anyone can afford a Sophie toy. Um, so yeah, so that's the only thing with Sophie is that it is a premium teether and therefore it comes at a premium price. Now I know a lot of people on Facebook Marketplace sell their second-hand ones. I just don't know how comfortable I would feel with the second-hand teether, right? So yeah, so that's Sophie. Now, if you can't afford Sophie but you want something similar, and even if you can afford Sophie, this is a good second 3D teether, right? I say 3D because it's just, I don't know, so many little bumps and grooves in it. But so this is a silicone giraffe. What you're gonna look for in a teether, and this one, and Kai's got this seahorse, right? Which I want to show you guys. So these you can get from the baby box teething boxes, and that's where we got ours. Um, this is what you're looking for in a teether, to be honest, right? These are simple, they are inexpensive, they are great size wise. I mean, Sophie does stand quite a bit taller, but not by much. Not like there's still enough space for baby to hold on to this neck and legs. Okay, so what you want in the teether is to ensure that there's enough bumps and grooves on it, right? So it must be like big enough for baby to hold and small enough, for their tiny hands to navigate properly. And then you want to make sure that your teeth has got nice little soft ridges for them to rub up against their gums. Because ideally what they're doing is massaging their gums with these little bumps. So you'll see, so that little red neck bumps, and you'll see across the body, all the spots are raised. Um, you want to have nice round objects that fit into their mouth. So this for me is a fantastic teether. Other than it also just being affordable. So yeah, so this is really, really nice. This is silicone also. You when you're buying your teethers, I would say just be careful of where you're buying from, because they must be food grade silicone. Okay, you don't want to have, I don't know what other versions of silicone there are other than implants, but you don't want your child to be exposed to anything toxic. So yeah, so next we're gonna go through our seahorse. Once again, you're looking at nice soft little bumps. So whereas with the giraffe it was rounded, this is more spikier, but it's actually not spiky, it's just like pointier ends. And then it's got this nice little rubber fin that's bendy. Now, what I like about the seahorse is that the minute I gave this to Kai, he put the snout into his mouth. Because even though they've got teeth coming out in the front, these back gums are actually quite itchy too. And, he just wanted to soothe the back, and he struggled a little bit with his Sophie and his other giraffe, and this just worked amazingly. So the tail also extends out quite nicely. So, if he does want to bite down and pull on it, it's actually quite beautiful. So yeah, I also like that, it's pink and he got to be introduced to some pink as part of his, toys. I'm just thinking, ooh, so I actually made this for Kai. And you can buy silicone beads from just about anywhere. I mean, if you Google silicone beads, there's a bunch of companies that'll come up. Once again, make sure that they are food grade silicone, not someone that's selling these beads for like 1 rand or 20 cents, or, like ridiculously low prices. Because the lower the price is, the more cautious you have to be as to, what's actually in the product. Yeah, cheap isn't always the best option. So yeah, but I mean, these are inexpensive. And I made a whole range for Kai. So I made him, I just want to pull this out. My mom puts strings on everything. So yeah, so I made him this nice little long one with his initials on it. And we've attached his Newbie gummies. Now the Newbie gummies is also another great one. I wouldn't say it's expensive, but it is one of those premium teethers that yeah, they do cost a little bit more than your average set of teethers. I think these are about 150 rand, maybe 200 randish, maybe a little bit more depending on where you're buying it from. But this is great because it's got this whole like mouth guard kind of a bite. So Kai would put the whole thing in his mouth and then I would see him just like grinding away at it. And it worked amazingly. So yeah, so what I liked about making my own teethers for Kai is that, I could just, set up the colors for him for the day. Like, if he's having a day where his toys are all blue, because we're talking about blues or whatever, then yeah. So yeah, so this is actually quite nice because I put a little clip on it so it clips to his clothes. And now that he's old enough to know how to unclip it, my mom just tied a string so it goes around his neck. Hi, Kuselwa. So yeah, so my mom and I, like if we take Kai shopping, we always make sure that there's a teether with him, whether he's teething or not, because children tend to bite on the trolleys, and we learned this the hard way. So even after sanitizing the trolley and stuff, I'm still not comfortable with him putting his mouth on it. So I just make sure that he's got something close to him that he can, chew on. So yeah, what I do like about the silicone beads, hi Dino, is that these also create that nice texture, that bumpiness I was talking about. So yeah, so you can get them in various shapes. So with this specific one, I did, the actual beads with some of these hexagon or isosagon blocks. And then these are, I don't know, they look like little beans to me, and, stars and hearts. So you just want to like play around with your variety of shapes. So yeah. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Ooh, fruit teethers. Fruit teethers have always been a win, mainly because the bottoms, I just want to see if I can get this clear on the camera. Those little ridges there are amazing for teething. They rub their gums up the right way and they're just fantastic. So yeah, these are also just quite nice and textured, as you can see. So yeah. Moving on, our other favorites, the banana brush. So if you Google for some of the best teethers out there, other than Sophie, the banana brush is going to be at the top of the list as well. This is absolutely great because you've got the silicone bristles, which you can use to, cleanse your child's gums with. You can use a little bit of teething gel, or Newbie's got this excellent gum cleaner that you pop onto it. And then you basically, run the same motion of brushing your teeth, but you brush baby's gums out. And because it's nice soft silicone, it gives them a little bit of a massage. Also another good one, because their hands are so tiny, they grip into the banana quite well. And they can bite just about any parts of this. It's really nice and soft. But yeah, so the banana brush teether I also got in our baby box set. So it's the baby box teething box, I think. So yeah, so this is excellent, and like I said, it's also like one of those #1 rated teethers. So yeah, and then of course you've got your teething gloves. Now with some people this is a win, and for some people it isn't. So some kids actually are quite comfortable to have their hands inside the gloves and they will bite away, as advertised. Kai, however, did not want to put his hands in here and he chose to just hold onto it and bite it. And then he also just bit the glove part because of the crinkly sound it makes. So yeah, but these are great. Kai's got about 4 pairs of these, just because, I don't know, he leaves one in my room, one in his playroom, one in my mom's room. So every time we couldn't locate one, I had to get him another one. These you can get from just about anywhere. What I did like about the teething box from Baby Box is that you actually get a whole variety of teethers, and I'm actually going to be doing an unboxing of our teething, or posting our unboxing of our teething box sometime soon, so you guys will get to see what was in the teething box as well. So yeah, then these are great. So these are just like your standard teethers now. They've got tiny little bumps on the back. I don't know if with the lighting you guys can see this properly. Yeah. So I've got little bumps on the back, but what I like about this is that it's got a nice hole to hold on to. Like, kids really need like a nice teether to hold on to. Like, their toys must have a nice gripping area, and that's what I like about those, other than the fact that they're quite cute. Then another item that we had in our teething box was the Sensory Star, which is actually quite great, because other than your normal sensory play with your child, these knots on the star are fantastic for teething. So, okay. This, if you invest in anything, invest in these bamboo spoons. They are silicone bamboo spoons, or bamboo shaped spoons, but yeah, they are so bendy. They've got these fine little ridges on them. I hope you guys can catch it with that light. It's got fine ridges. And this Kai has teethered on from day one, right? I mean, he was about a month or two old when I bought a few things, and I came across, I was buying, I can't even remember, I think I was buying my breast pump stuff, and I came across these, and I fell in love with them, and I was just waiting for him to start eating so I could start using these spoons for him. And then one day, I think his teething was just so bad, I didn't know what to do, and we were in the dining room, and I just pulled it out of the drawer and I gave it to him, and it became his favorite. And because he built such a good attachment to it, while teething, when it came to weaning him, he was like so happy and so excited to get his spoon every day. So this has definitely just helped us along our weaning journey as well. So they come in two different sizes, a nice long one and a short one. I prefer giving him the long one to play with because it's more room for him to play with, and then I just feed him with the short one myself. So yeah, so let's talk about wooden teethers, right? So this is a teether and rattle. I really wasn't sure about wooden teethers because I kept thinking this is so hard. What if my child gets hurt with it? But honestly, it is so fantastic because it's not like they're chomping down, all of a sudden, like just like, no, they are actually quite gentle when they're biting it. They put things to their mouth and then they try to, rub their gums, to satisfy that itch on this. So this wooden teether was really nice. I didn't buy him a lot of wooden teethers because he had tons of wooden blocks, and my husband just kept saying that, this kid's got enough stuff. Can we just stop buying him things? And if you take a look at this box that we have, there's still a whole bunch of other teethers in here. So I just want to pull out some of our other favorites. So, everyone's quite familiar with the Matchstick Monkey. Matchstick Monkey is great also because of his tail and his feet. And then the back of his head has got that gum massager. Excellent teething toy. But this has been, I know, Kai's go-to for a really long time now. So this is the Pigeon Trainer teether. They go for about 100, 125 Rand, depending on where you're buying it from and depending on whether it's on special. We were quite fortunate that we got this with Kai's newborn sets. So we bought a newborn box for him, and it had this little rattle and teether thing along with, some newborn outfits and some other goodies like lotions and stuff. And at first I thought, like, what is this? Is this a rattle? And, I just gave him to play with, and he kept biting at it. I'm like, but it's a rattle, shake it around. And I never really, took much notice into it because I mean, I just thought, well, his tiny hands are gonna go here, and if he shakes it around, it'll make a sound. Um, and then when he was about 2 or 3 months old, he started biting on it, and that's when I realized how beneficial this was as a teether. And then when I actually went to buy another one for him, I realized that this is a teether by Pigeon. So yeah, really, really good one. Definitely, if you can afford to spend about $200 on a teether, I would definitely go with this. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, so now this is not a teether. I'm not going to take you guys through all of his teethers. There's just too many. But I will tell you why there's so many. So these are the Baltic Amber teething necklace or teething beads. They're not to be teethered on, like you don't chew on them, which is what I initially thought they were for. Um, Thankfully, I read ahead of time, but you just put this on baby's neck when they're awake and playing. Don't leave them asleep in these because, while their necks are quite small, it's easy for this to become a choking hazard. Um, now Kai's old enough to move things out of the way, so I don't mind leaving it on him when he takes a nap. But at night, I definitely do remove it. These are fantastic for, I don't know, they say it's fantastic for keeping them calm during those irritable teething months. Honestly, I can't tell you that it definitely worked, but I just didn't take it off him, and we haven't had any challenges while teething. But yeah, I'm also not one of those moms that was gonna risk taking it off and be like, let's test this out. I should have, I guess. But yeah, but even if you feel like it doesn't work, it is quite a nice, pretty accessory on them. So yeah, I actually went looking for a bracelet, a matching bracelet, um, so that while Kai wore his chain, I could use my bracelet. Okay, so what I want to talk to you guys about is teething gel now, and I don't know what I did with my Newbie. Oh, there's my Newbie gel. So this is the Newbie teething gel. I love it. I swear by Newbie. Newbie is by far one of our most favorite teething brands, next to Ashton's and Parsons, because the taste is fantastic. I tasted this, it's amazing. So Kai's also got the Newbie toothpaste and gum cleaner and everything Newbie, yeah, has kind of just happened in our life. But another good teething gel, if you can't find this Newbie one, because I did go to Dis-Chem a couple of times and I couldn't find these, is the Pure Beginnings teething gel. Also great tasting, also quite nice, but it does have more of that herbally taste than Newbie does. So if your child doesn't like this taste, then Newbie is definitely going to be a win. But there's also tea gel. Now, I know a lot of people swear by tea gel, but Kai hated it. He absolutely just hated tea gel. And I don't know, it burnt him. Like, even when I put it on my tongue, like, it just was not a comfortable taste. Um, Honestly, I don't know what they put in this. I know that there's star anise in here. And I think that maybe it's a little bit too strong because Kai just hated it. And I've heard of other kids also, like other moms saying that, their kids hate tea gel and they don't know what to do. And that's kind of how this blog came about, These are all the things that I've used on Kai's teething journey. And honestly, we've had an amazing teething journey. Kai had 8 teeth by the time he was 11 months old, 12 months old. Yeah, before he turned 1, he had 8 teeth, and I honestly can't tell you that we've had issues, through his teething journey. We didn't have runny tummies or fevers or anything, and I think that's part and parcel of me listening to what he needed during his teething journey, and just trying to help him. You can't cure teething. There's no guaranteed miracle for teething, or miracle cure for teething. All you got to do is just try to make your child as comfortable as possible. With that, I would say use Calpol. I tried Panados, and while, I grew up taking Panado syrup, it's too thin. Whereas Calpol is nice and thick, it lasts a bit longer in their mouth, I think, and I think that's why Calpol was just a hit with my son. So yeah, so Calpol was definitely a win. The other thing you want to invest in are these newbie wipes. So these are tooth and gum, or yeah, well, teeth and gum wipes. I use this to sanitize Kai's teethers, to sanitize his pacifier. I mean, you can use it for just about anything that goes into their mouth. And if you're looking for something to clean your baby's mouth with, like I know a lot of nurses will tell you, you don't need to brush your child's or like wash your child's mouth out in the first few months because breast milk is doing that. But not all children are breastfed, let's face it. And some children do end up with, like this milk residue in their mouth. So instead of trying to use a wet, warm face towel, which is what our parents did with us, I swear by these because they are a lot smaller. If you have nice, like nimble fingers, you just wrap the wipe around your finger and you clean the tongue and the sides of their cheeks and then massage their gums, moving the wipe around so that you've got a clean side each time you wipe it. So yeah, hi Shazia Aziz. So yeah, so this was really, really great for cleaning Kai's mouth and stuff out. It's a big win. So for me, I mean, we buy a box of these every month and we go through the box because anything that goes into Kai's mouth gets wiped down with these, including his mouth. So yeah, so before you actually start your brushing journey with your child, that's a really, really good one. Yeah, so look, we've got a whole range of teethers. This is why we've got the whole box here. But there is one more item which is like my secret. So yeah, so this is Kai's box of teethers and teething gadgets and everything that's kind of made our journey amazing. And my secret weapon is this oh so heavenly sleepy mist. So it's called Night Sleep Tight Bedroom or Bedtime Room Mist. So basically what it is hi Marius. Oh my god, I haven't seen Marius in forever. Yeah, so basically all this is a lavender spray for your room, right? But I love the Also Heavenly range. I think it's just fantastic. It's got a nice smell. It feels very luxurious on your, like depending on what you're using. I use the lotion and it feels so nice and luxurious and creamy on my skin. So yeah, so I buy these. They are about 40 Rand a bottle, but honestly, they do last quite long. And all you do is, so before Kai goes in for his nighttime bath, I will spray the bed with this mist, and then I normally put the heater on or aircon on, depending, on how the weather is, and I get the room to the right temperature for him. So after his bath, he's nice and warm, and, we bundle him up in his pajamas and whatnot, and then I put him down for the night. This lavender spray has just been such a win with getting him to sleep. A few times, we'd be out at a friend's house and I'd put him to sleep in their bed, and yes, he'd go down, but after 20 minutes, he would wake up, or after an hour, he would wake up. And I really had such a struggle, in those first few months with trying to manage, how Kai's sleeping and, working around his routine and, just getting him to sleep longer, until my mom reminded me that she used this with us and it worked like a gem. And yeah, so now I'm using it on him. So I think there was a different brand back then that my mom used on us and I couldn't find it, but the Also Heavenly one just it works wonders. I also got this in our teething box, but I got the little sample sized one. I saw that Baby Box now has the full size bottles in their teething boxes now. So yeah, so on your teething journey, just pop in one of these, just spray your pillow or spray your duvet with it, and I promise you will have much better nights with your little one in bed. So yeah, so guys, so that is all of the things that we kind of went through on our teething journey with, like, just soothing Kai, and why things were just a little bit easier for us. But But yeah, so I mean, the main thing is if you're looking for a teether, make sure it's something that fits your child's hand nicely. It it is food grade material so that your child's not in, like, chewing on something that's toxic. Make sure that it doesn't have any parts that can detach. So, while they're chewing on it, they don't swallow something by mistake. So, especially with these teething beads, before you give this to your child, just make sure that, everything is intact. Um, yeah, make sure that there's nice bumps and ridges, and that there's small and large angles and sizes and shapes for them to play with. More the more that they have to play with, the better it is, because they can feel their way around it and teeth. And with anything, guys, if you're leaving your child with any of these, just keep an eye on them. Don't just leave your child with a teether and disappear, go watch some soap opera, because like, there are those unfortunate instances where something has a factory defect, and something does come away. So just always supervise your child while they are playing or chewing on their teething toys. That's really important. But yeah, so let me know what you guys did. Like, what were your tips and tricks to teething? What was your teething experiences like? Yeah, I actually once to give away a teething box to a new mommy. So if you guys know of any new mommies out there, that, or moms that are expecting, or kids that have just started teething, please tag them in the comments, and I would just love to give away a nice big teething hamper to them, because I mean, we've had such an amazing teething journey, and I think it would just be awesome to share some of our cool little items with them. So what I'll do is I'll get in touch with all the people that we bought these awesome teethers from, and put up a little box, and maybe at the end of the month, well, we're at the end of this month, maybe in a couple of weeks, I will take a look at the comments, and we'll pick a mom that can get one of these awesome teething boxes. So yeah, so anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, comment, and yeah, have an amazing weekend. Bye.